This is how I remade the beat to Cutie Pie by One Way in Logic Pro. It's your guy Brahma, and in this video, I'm going to break it down sound by sound, track by track, every sound that I use to remake this beat and give it some serious, funky, G-Funk West Coast vibes. So I'm going to give you all the game. I'm going to leave the links to every plugin I used in the description so you'll be able to grab them too. Okay? So check this out. Let's get to the beat. We are behind the scenes in Logic Pro. I'm going to play you the beat first, and then right after that, we're going to break it down track by track. All right? Let's go. Okay, so that's the beat. As you hear, I gave it my own sauce. I did use the same bass line and everything. I switched up the drums. I used the same drum pattern, kind of. Really, I changed it up a little bit. I didn't use the exact same drum pattern, but some of it does remain the same. Let's get into it. Let's break it all down. So these drums, so let me play you the drum solo. We always go to the drums first, right? So in the original version, you only have the flexitone is only in there for a second. So this one, this flexitone you can find in the Gangstar plugin, by the way. Let me play it for you. This is probably the first beat I ever heard with a flexitone in it, besides some of DJ Quick stuff. So that's the flexitone. You can get that in the Gangstar plugin. Let me play you the hi-hat. This is a hi-hat loop, right? So this isn't inside any of the plugins. This was just a hi-hat loop that I got from a sample pack and used it. I chopped it up a little bit and gave it my own kind of spin. I rearranged everything. So this one says Cutie Pie loop, but what it was I took some samples, some drum samples, and I actually I believe some are from some of my kits. I don't remember, but when I did this, let me play it for you. I remade it and I resampled it as a loop so I could use it for this beat, right? So I did it in another session and I was working on the Cutie Pie beat and I liked the drums that I did. Everything else was kind of just so-so. So I just took the drums, bounced them down like I was sampling drums and used them in this beat. Okay. And some of these drum sounds you could find inside the drum tank plugin, which is only $1 right now with the 30-day trial into the Ape Army. I'm going to leave that link in the description too, so you can check that out. You definitely want to take advantage of that. These sounds have already been processed, ran through SSL analog converters and circuitry, and they just sound pristine, clean, amazing. It's going to shave your mix time in half because all the drums are already pre-mixed and processed. So half of your beat is already mixed while you're making the beat. Before you even get started, it's already pre-mixed. How good is that? Anyway, so here's a crash. This is straight from the Ape Shit Drums 2 plugin in Dragonfire Drums, right? That's the name of the expansion, and Torch Flame is the name of the kit. Here's another clap. So this clap right here is a sample of a Battle Cat clap. And what I did was I kind of refreaked the frequency a little bit and kind of tweaked it a little bit. I actually put this inside that plugin, the Drum Tank plugin as well. And so I stacked it with this clap for this beat to make it sound like this. right? So there's an extra snap in there. Shout outs to Battle Cat the Legend, man, one of my major influences. So shaker, here's a shaker. I believe that shaker could be inside the drum tank plugin too. I took the best sounds that I ever made and designed and tweaked and all of that and put them inside the drum tank plugin. And so that one has 150 drums right now that you get when you sign up for the Ape Army, and every month you get a new drum kit added. This bass line, I use the Thriller bass, which is from the Apeshit Bass VST plugin. This is straight up analog bass. And so that, and I did, the way I played the bass line, I kind of gave it my own vibe too in some parts of it. This is the Thriller bass expansion. So I did an expansion a couple of years ago just for Thriller, right? It's completely Michael Jackson Thriller themed basses. And all basses inspired by Quincy Jones on the album. There's a couple of Whitney basses on there, some inspired by Whitney, Chaka Khan, all kind of different musicians around that time that were doing their thing. Or that got just funky bass lines in their music. So you definitely want to check that one out. I'll leave that link in the description as well for the Apeshit bass. And so here's a synth. This was one of the main synths that I used. Let me play it. It's called Bruno 7th. That sound was definitely not part of the original beat. Not that phrase or anything. So I wanted to give the beat my own essence, and that's what I added. Here's this energy pads. These are both from the Apeshit synth plugins. And so I layered them, so let's hear them together. I wanted to give it like a real funky atmospheric sound. Okay, and now the next sound is this Glowworm synth, which is part of the Apeshit Rampage plugin. You can get this plugin completely free. I'm gonna leave a link down to it in the description too. It's 100% on the house. Now this expansion Stampede synths isn't free. You actually get the Regime synth expansion for free with this, but you can grab this for a crazy deal right now with multiple expansions. There's a an expansion, a Primate expansion bundle. I'm sorry, Primal expansion bundle that you get almost all of the expansions created for Rampage for a real low key price. So check that out. But let's play this Glowworm synth so you can hear it. It stacks with these ones too. It just builds on top of them though. Gives it that real wet synthy sound, man. And so this is the P-Funk bass, right? But I played it like a lead. It's actually part of the Rampage plugin too, which you can get for free. This is part of the Stampede synths expansion as well. Right? It's just singing with it. And then I have another sound called the Snoopy lead, which is part of the Apeshit synth plugin as well. So they're kind of serenade each other, stacked on top of each other. And so the original beat does have horns in it, so I wanted to give it that horn feel. But it's real simple. I did brass of anthems and trumpet of Morocco. Right, and it just basically plays just that. Dun, dun, dun. Right, that's part of the original Cutie Pie, and this is part of the Apeshit Symphony plugin. So as you see, I use a lot of different Apeshit plugins to bring this beat to life. I'll leave this link in the description too, so you can grab this plugin. Dope has a lot of dope orchestral and symphonic sounds in it if you're into that. Okay, so now this is the Apeshit Talkbox. There's no Talkbox in the original version, but this track, when I played it, always reminded me of Zapp and Roger Moore Bounce to the Ounce. You can actually tell, from my opinion, this was definitely inspired by More Bounce to the Ounce, just from the drum pattern, the bass line, and even So Rough So Tough. This is definitely a Zapp inspired joint, um, that One Way did, my opinion. But check this out, and they're both from the Midwest too, so I could see how that happens. But I added Talkbox because I wanted to give it a funky feel. Right, real simple. Then there's another part. So it added some more flavor, some more funk, some more bounce to the track, especially the bounce. That's why I added it. Okay, so that's the beat, man. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. Also to help us build this tribe, because that's what we're doing. We're building a community of music producers. I left the link in the description to get the Ape Army plugin, the Drum Tank plugin, and to get your 30-day trial into the Ape Army to become one of the troops. Come together, iron sharpens iron in their strength in numbers, right? So it's time to move like the power that we are as music producers. We are superheroes. Anyway, if you're digging that, check out this joint right here that I break down, showing you a West Coast banger that I made in Logic Pro as well. I give you some secret sauce and I show you exactly what I did. And I'm also using the Drum Tank plugin so you can get an idea of the funky sounds that come inside of it and how clean they come hitting and how easy it is to make bangers with it. Check this out right here.